Hugh Jackman and his wife Deborah Furness are getting divorced after 27 years together married.
I've got a crush on my leading lady. You never have a relationship with your leading lady. It's bad, it's unprofessional, so I didn't talk to Deb for a week.
She gave him pretty much her whole life and career. He was supposedly obsessed with Sutton.
I watch everything she's done, and it's amazing.
I cannot be the only one who walked out of the Music Man and turned to the person next to me and said, they're definitely f***ing.
The Sutton girl, are you not scared of karma?
Hugh Jackman is a sneaky man. When he was hired for Broadway, he had an affair with his co-star Sutton Foster, even though his wife of 27 years, Deborah Furness, was at home waiting for him. Even to this day, he denies having an affair on Deb, even though all of the receipts prove that he's guilty. Now that he's embracing his new girlfriend Sutton, he's avoiding divorcing Deb because he doesn't want her to steal his fortune. So let's get into it. For the last couple years, Hugh Jackman has been incredibly messy ever since his split from his wife of 27 years, Deborah Furness. They announced they were going their separate ways in September 2023, but there were some rumors swirling around that he had a thing for his co-star. It all started when he was hired for The Music Man and he met his co-star Sutton Foster. Reports suggested that Hugh and Sutton's onstage chemistry evolved into a real-life romance, leading to both of them leaving their partners. Adding another layer to this narrative, Deborah reportedly feels betrayed by her close friends Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds after they were aware of Hugh's affair but chose to remain silent. It does seem like when these big stars are hired to go and play romantic roles in a film or a Broadway play, they actually develop these feelings. So this is such a bitter and messy breakup. We've got two big stars who left their partners for each other. Let me give you guys some context, because Hugh and Deborah seemed like one of Hollywood's most solid couples. Hugh fell for Deborah when they starred in the Australian series Corelli together. Similar to Sutton, she was the leading lady, and just 5 months into their relationship, he decided to ask Deborah to marry him. Now in 2016, he said that his marriage gets better and better with time, adding that she's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. He noted he was grateful that he had met her before he skyrocketed to fame in the early 2000s. Here's a clip of Hugh talking about his relationship with his then wife.
I've got a crush on my leading lady. This is the thing you never have a relationship with your leading lady. Whatever chemistry there was is gone instantly. It's bad, it's unprofessional. So I didn't talk to Deb for a week. I literally, from every day being best friends, did not speak to her for a week. Then after about 5 days, I was like, this is not a good plan. Like, I can't just not talk to her at all. So I thought, I'm going to have a dinner party. And I invited 20 people. So she came over and I said, Deb, give me a hand with the dessert. Deb and I had like 45 minutes. I was a little drunk. She might have been a little tipsy. And somewhere in those 45 minutes, I stupidly admitted. I said, I've got a crush on you, Deb. I'll get over it. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. And she goes, because I got a crush on you too. And I was like, right, what? I never in a million years thought she reciprocated.
So it seemed like Hugh and Deborah were one of the only Hollywood couples that were really sticking it through. I mean, they were going to reach like 30 years together, which is pretty unheard of in the industry. In April 2023, Hugh Jackman celebrated his 27th wedding anniversary with his wife, writing, "Together we have created a beautiful family and life. Your laughter, your spirit, generosity, humor, cheekiness, courage, and loyalty is an incredible gift to me." Sources note that the affair between Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster had already begun before he had made this post. It reminds you of how like Ariana Grande's boyfriend Ethan Slater was posting these messages about his wife, and then just like a few months later they were split up. It's crazy how some of these stars can just completely turn on you. Now a gossip blogger, Tasha, spilled some major tea on Hugh and Sutton on her Instagram account, saying, "Do you guys remember when I told you this man was up to no good?" She sides with Deborah, saying, "I understand why you were blindsided by this man, because he was just running off with his mistress who she thought was his co-star." You know what's wild? You could be walking down the street or headed to the grocery store and then bam, you're in an accident. Suddenly you're dealing with injuries, bills, and an insurance company that's doing everything in its power to give you the bare minimum. It's gotta feel so frustrating. Insurance companies always seem to pull the same tricks, offering you the lowest settlement possible. But here's where Morgan & Morgan steps in and changes the game. Morgan & Morgan isn't just another law firm. They are America's largest injury law firm, with 1,000 attorneys and offices offices in each state ready to fight for you. You don't have to deal with those insurance companies alone anymore because they've got your back. Take this for example. This year, they got a client in Florida at $12 million, way more than what the insurance company was offering. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle. They will continue to fight until you get what you deserve. And here's the kicker. The whole process is as easy as ordering takeout. You can submit everything from your phone. No need for paperwork marathons or endless appointments. And with Morgan & Morgan, you only pay if you win. So if you've been injured or you know somebody, don't just sit there. You can head over to forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you can check out the link in my description below. It's fast, it's easy, and it's free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan is the team that fights for you because they're for the people. Thank you for sponsoring this video and enjoy. Now, this post that Tasha made actually went viral, and of course, Deborah is one of those people who liked it.
For the newbies, a little bit of context. Hugh Jackman was married to Deborah. She gave him pretty much her whole life and career. Then she started getting real worried when he was doing his Broadway show because he was supposedly obsessed with Sutton. But Sutton's also got a husband. And everyone was like, no, she's happily married. They're just really close. But unsurprisingly, with looks like this, the rumors were flying around still, right? And after Hugh dropped the whole bomb of like, yeah, I'm divorced, it is no surprise that he ran to Blake and Ryan because they got experience in this, right? Like this chat here was PR crisis written all over it. But now these two are going to have to make it look like it was all worth it. They're going to have to dream up the Disney story of the ages. She was right under his nose the whole time. They had to, you know? They're going to have to sell this. But Sutton girl, are you not scared of karma? Because she mean. Your ex did this to you.
So social media actively confirmed the rumors of this secret romance between Hugh and Sutton, who starred together in the 2022 Broadway revival. Sutton filed for divorce from her screenwriter husband, Ted Griffin, on October 25th. Sources confirm in the latest issue of Us Weekly that Hugh and Sutton are currently together. Let me give you guys a brief outline of the timeline so it's not as confusing. Now in 2022, he's hired for this Broadway revival with Sutton. September 15th, 2023, Hugh splits from his wife, Deborah. Now, the following year, October 22nd, 2024, Sutton divorces her husband. And then in November 2024, right after she divorces her husband, we learned that Hugh and Sutton are dating, which we've pretty much suspected the entire time that he left to go work with her. Another gossip blogger posted a video alleging infidelity, claiming that Hugh blindsided his wife and ran off with his mistress. Shoot, not even a co-star. A mistress. Sutton and Hugh's relationship is the reason Hugh and Deb got divorced, a Foster source said. A lot of people on Broadway knew. We kept it quiet because both of them are nice and great people. Everyone respected their privacy, but there was an affair and overlap. Hugh revealed that he had watched everything that she had done and joked that he had seen Sutton star in a musical when she was like 4 years old. So it kind of seems like Hugh has been kind of manifesting Sutton for a long time now, or at least a big fan.
I was certainly into this is a 6-time Tony nominee, 2-time winner. Like I saw her do Thoroughly Modern Millie when you were like 4 years old. And no, but I've watched everything she's done. And it's amazing. And I'm the guy who, in my first show, Beauty and the Beast, it was in my contract that I had to have singing lessons once a week. So, you know, that's true, by the way. It may be a professional first. Did you go this week? I'm like, yeah. Really? I was like, yeah.
Did your teacher have to like sign a note for you?
100%.
That's really funny.
So articles reported that they hit it off immediately after being cast in The Music Man. In 2022, Sutton told Vogue that he had become one of her closest friends and noted that they even had family get-togethers, which is really interesting because imagine this family get-together with the woman who like eventually steals your husband. No wonder Deb is bitter. I mean, she was quoted saying that Hugh has an impeccable reputation with being the hardest working man, incredibly kind and generous. So she's going in the press and speaking about him like he's her man, like he's her husband, you know? Sutton also revealed that she and Hugh Jackman had adopted an intimate ritual in which they would sit on the floor of her dressing room and chat before each show, saying it's such a wonderful thing. Wow, we just talk and catch up on our day. That's been one of our best parts of the whole thing. So interesting. They like have this little romantic, I don't know why they wrote it as intimate. That's kind of shady of the article. They're really trying to push it, but it is pretty intimate. I mean, how many people can say with their coworkers, they're sitting on the floor of their office and like talking about their days and their feelings. During rehearsals, they would post cute photos and videos on Instagram, gushing over each other, saying this show is nothing without you, Hugh wrote. She also wrote Sutton, this man, an honor to be by your side. You are the best. Now, if you watched this musical, you could see they had feelings for each other. A source says that Deborah was blindsided when she found out about the affair through the run of the show. It was apparently Broadway's worst kept secret, and Deborah was the last to know. Another source claimed that Hugh never came clean about the affair, saying he didn't own up to it. Which that's the worst, because she has to go and witness her husband acting on this stage some kind of way and behind the scenes, but he won't be man enough to own it.
Okay, I always knew they were f***ing. I cannot be the only one who walked out of the Music Man and turned to the person next to me and said, they're definitely f***ing. And I'm sorry if this offends anyone, but like the truth is anyone with 2 eyes who went and saw the Music Man on Broadway like could have predicted this 3 years ago.
A friend of the couple told us that Deborah was heartbroken. For a woman who's been in a marriage for 27 years, who then discovers her partner was unfaithful and is untrustworthy, is pretty devastating. They continued, I think many people were shocked that Hugh could do this to her, especially as she's the mother of his children and they've been together for 3 decades, so a little respect may have been in order. And of course, it's pretty crazy to see that Sutton then files for divorce from her husband in October 2024, who she had been together for 10 years. Now, it seems like Hugh and Sutton have no regrets. A source claims that they are moving forward. They don't live together because they're kids, a source says, but Sutton has told people on Broadway about the relationship, and everyone there is known for a very long time. But finally, Deborah got the PDA she's been looking for, because Hugh and Sutton were spotted passionately making out at an In-N-Out. Come on, people, let's get some class. Here's a picture of them smooching it on, and honestly, these paparazzis are skilled, because I feel like these are like how the paparazzis acted in the early 2000s. We never get these really close pictures anymore.
As I look at these photos of them like doing their pap walk and everything, all I can think about is how this is basically a storyline from Younger, in which Sutton Foster was starring. Like, I feel as if she is living out her younger character's life right now, except it's not like a publishing company. It's literally in Broadway. So as I like look at these photos, I keep thinking like this is just another scene from Younger. They're just continuing the series and they're just filming.
Now, a source close to the couple said, "Oh, Deborah, you don't want to hear this. Close your ears. They are 100% together and they are in love and want to spend the rest of their lives together. They're happier than ever," a source said, and they're excited about this wonderful next chapter. Hugh might want to hold on to some of his excitement because he's about to go through a divorce battle with Deborah, and it's going to get messy. Hugh and his estranged wife, Deb, have yet to officially file for divorce, yet despite being separated for over a year. And apparently that has a lot to do with the fact that they don't have a prenup, and there's a lot of money at stake, $250 million. One of the biggest reasons why they haven't filed yet is because they never had a prenup, which Deb, girl, you did your big one. Wow. So she's walking away just fine. Especially if she can go and prove that he was cheating, then I think she would be entitled to more, but I don't know. I don't know how that works. I've never been divorced. Hopefully never will be. But Hugh and Deb want to make it as easy as possible, a source claims, but it's not that easy because of the complicated division of their assets and the fact that they aren't friendly. And of course, Hugh, moving on with Sutton, has added growing tension to their relationship. So they plan to allegedly file for divorce in coming weeks, which will start off a really crazy divorce battle. But there are so many people who have their opinions about Hugh Jackman and the fact that he's moving on with this woman, Sutton Foster. I mean, people don't seem too upset with Sutton. I mean, I think Deb's probably the most mad.
Hugh Jackman has had a clean record his entire career as an actor, but now he's being told not to date Younger. Recently it was announced that Hugh Jackman and his wife Deborah Lee Furness are getting divorced after 27 years together married. People always thought the nature of the relationship was odd because Deborah Lee Furness is 13 years older than Hugh Jackman, where they got married when he was 27 and she was 40. It's statistically extremely unlikely to happen where the average marriage of the man is 2.3 years older. On top of that, 64% of marriages involve the man being older, while only 23% of marriages have the woman be older. Marriages with a 10+ year age gap, only 1.3% of the time is the man who's younger. For years, Hugh Jackman has faced rumors over this, with people saying he's a famed gold digger because Deborah Lee Furness was a much bigger actress when they got married. Some have accused this of being a beard marriage, saying Hugh Jackman's gay and that's why both their children are adopted. For the most part, people have praised Hugh Jackman, saying they think it's a good thing that he didn't leave his wife for another woman, unlike many other actors in Hollywood. Now that Hugh Jackman's getting divorced, many people online are warning him not to become the next DiCaprio and focus on younger women. Instead, they want to be more like Keanu Reeves, who's been praised for years for dating someone actually his own age.
So it seems like Deborah is going to have to accept her fate. She's now, quote, living in the moment and choosing joy after Hugh packs on PDA with Sutton. Well, good for you, Deborah. I don't know why she's got 2 R's. It bothers me. Deborah. It's not Deborah, right? Deborah. Deborah Lee. Well, it looks like Deborah appeared to brush off her husband's new romance as she joined her daughter in the Australian Open. She was said to be relieved on seeing images of Hugh and Sutton together because it finally confirmed her suspicions. There were clips of Deborah literally looking carefree. I mean, I feel like it's there's a different thing when the articles report, like, you know, oh, they look carefree and breezy. No, she's literally scootering around, carefree, could care less, probably because she knows her divorce battle is going to go a lot smoother if she's got the defense that he was having an affair.
Hi Deborah, how you doing?
What are you guys running about this morning?
Now, at the top of this video, I mentioned how Blake Lively got involved, and it turns out she decides to side with Hugh Jackman. Which, before we unpack this, comment below, who do you side with? I mean, I think honestly, I guess I definitely side with Deborah, because why did he not, like, just divorce her or tell her, hey, I'm seeing this woman? He lied, he lived a second life while working on the job, and he had, like, marriage morals. What are they called? Like your nuptials, like your agreement that you were going to be faithful. So he screwed her over. So I'm not on Hugh Jackman's side, but of course Blake Lively, the woman with a bad take every single time, is. Sources claim that Deborah is upset with Blake for siding with Hugh Jackman after his recent public relationship reveal with Sutton. Deb is believed to be furious with Blake and her husband Ryan Reynolds because they knew long before the relationship became public. What has disturbed Deb is the very real possibility that Ryan and Blake must have known about Sutton. Truth be told, it was always difficult for Deb to bond with Blake because they're just so different, but she felt they got on just fine. Reports suggest that Deb is especially upset by the notion that Blake and Ryan have kept quiet about sensing a connection between Hugh and Sutton. Another insider stated they kept their lips sealed out of loyalty to Hugh. Despite their long friendship with Deb, they chose to cover him. Now she's seething with rage over being the last to know about his affair. She feels blindsided. Wow, I can understand why she's hurt, but I would be really scared to get involved too. It would just, oh wow, it's all just really messy thanks to Hugh. So yeah, that's 27 years of marriage down the drain, people. Thankfully their children are old enough, so they're probably okay, but this has to hurt. And Hugh Jackman, what a messy man. I want to hear what you guys want me to talk about next on my channel, so email me. I know it's annoying, it's not like texting your friend. You have to go to the Gmail app, you gotta hit SloanWellKnown at gmail.com. And yes, I created that email like when I had 0 subscribers. Manifested that one, but yeah, SloanWellKnown at gmail.com. Just email me, like whatever, like I will get around to it. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye guys.